Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's time once again for a road taken video. I don't know. This one should go in a couple of different camps. I'm going to tell you right now I have Fumblebot in the party, and Fumblebot is allowing me to open the door even though I do not have the quest. I have not done the previous 4 quests for this flagging situation. And basically what that's called is having an opener. And Fumblebot is one of my free-to-play accounts. Actually, it's my son's account that I have purchased and unlocked content for over the years. And yeah, so that's what's going on. Is this opener is basically doing just that, opening the quest for us. So let's get started. The Shadow Crypt. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect Remington's character now, because I don't need him tying up extra bandwidth here. Boom. So we close his account, and then I'm going to fire up Grimm's DDO puzzles here, because we're going to be using that quite a bit, and we'll get to that in just a minute here. But I wanted to make sure it was ready to go. Yeah, let's also make sure we have one of these, and you got lots of time, but we'll get you summoned now anyway. Alright, so we have all of the shenanigans going. We want to make sure we drink a Death Ward pot, and I want to talk to this person here. This person is going to give us an awesome clicky called the Death's Door. And basically what that'll do is it is a little trinket that you can activate twice a day to summon a D-Door, which is pretty cool. Something else that we did that we normally do not do is I went ahead and I prepared Firewall. And actually I want to make sure that I have this rune on the actually. Also, I need to make sure that we have some sort of Ghost Touch activation going. Alright, so let's get our Firewall back down. Doing lots of like weirdness here this morning, aren't I? Okay. Oh, we might actually get wrecked in this first dungeon here. Depends on how many dots the Fear Reapers got on us, I guess. Alright, get back up and start healing us. Don't screw around with whatever it is that you're doing. Give us those heals. Alright, remove you from the quest. Okay, so in addition to the fact that we have this awesome initial ambush here, this quest is actually known for quite a few things. Mostly it's a vast XP per minute run. So let me switch views here. Alright, and again we're in DDO Puzzles app. Of course, this is also located in on the wiki, of course, ddowiki.com. But if we go down here to the Shadow Crypt, and what we're going to do is, wherever this, well, it'll explain it, right? It'll explain it here. Select the color of the room when you go east to the start and the number of gears you wish to pick up. This way is always east from this, over this collectible. That's just how I remember it. Remember it how you will. So, what we're going to do is we're going to come into this first room. Boink. Just like this. Then we're going to pull this guy up here, and it's going to say, what's the first color? First color is green. Now, how many gears do we want to get? Do we want to get 8 gears? 8 gears is the minimum we need. 12 will get us the bonus special chest, and whether or not you would like to duo it, and then person A or team A goes this way, and team B goes this way. I think I'm just going to, screw it, we'll go 12. Why not? Why not? The great thing about Grimm's app is not only can you copy the path for everybody else in your party, so you can just copy that out and push it down here. But also, I really like that you can click as you go along to kind of knock things out. So, yeah, that's why I like it. One of my favorites. I'm really glad that Grimm knocked this out for us. Right, so I'm going to get a Firewall in the middle of the room. I'm going to summon the monsters down into said Firewall, and I'm just going to try to kite things around in a big circle. You can do the same thing with a Blade Barrier. You can do the same thing with lots and lots of Cleaves. You can do the same thing with lots and lots of DPS. It doesn't really matter how you like to empty the room. This is how I like to empty the room, so be it. Alright, you can always look at the map at the top, or a key that I've always used is this chest will open and the lid will point you north. It's just an easy way for me to kind of know what's going on in the quest. That's just how it is for me personally. So yeah, I don't know. So we're going to go east to what they call the Green Maze. So east. Oh, this room, by the way, depending on what people call it, can be green pillars. What did Grimm call it? Attic. Green attic. I don't know. Call it whatever you like. But as you can see, we went east to the Green Maze. And we're just going to do a lot of this, referencing our cheat sheet here. And moving through the quest. So, it's pretty simple. All in all, like I said, if you have a great tool at your disposal, like Graham's DDO Puzzles, I recommend it. If not, like I said, you can get the answers also on the wiki. And it really does save a lot of time. If you do not, and I repeat, if you do not want to use one of these tools, it is totally doable without. What you end up doing is you end up making your own map, essentially. And what I recommend doing is you start mapping where you've been to, and you can kind of figure out your way around. The main thing, if you're going to build your own map, is to, it's over there in that corner, is to figure out where the end is at, so you can trace that end back, and we will get to that in a minute. Did I miss a? Must have missed another option to path around somewhere over here. Do not care for the maze, actually. Particularly this one. No, it's got to be this way, because there's not another path, is there? Not that I can see. Alright, what did I miss? This path, okay. Oh, you know what? Green Maze actually is divided in half. I guess we should mention that. You can't always do Green Maze unless you teleport into the correct size. So let me actually skim this and see if... Yeah, Green Maze is located a second time. So we can just go east, which is the way we walked in. I always forget that about Green Maze. Alright, so we went east to the Red Maze. Red Maze I actually don't mind. It's just a big square. So you can just kind of run around the outside edge and not worry about it. But all these monsters that are located in the maze are ghosty and will pop out to get you. So consider that as you're running around. Again, we're going to go east to the Yellow Pyramid. That we want to take the time to try to clear our aggro if we can. Plague Reaper. Gross. Alright. Go ahead and summon my Hireling here and get a heal before we run off into the Yellow Pyramid. I personally feel like the pyramids can also be quite tough sometimes. So once you kind of learn each style of room, the quest just becomes a matter of navigating through the quest, in my opinion. Some of the rooms, like, again, Green Maze or Red Maze, have their own little hiccups to them, but for the most part, if it's a style, the style is basically the same. They're all kill all the monsters to get the chest to spawn. Loot said chest. Sometimes there'll be a named monster in here. Alright, from here we're going to go north. Again, the lid's going to open, so we're going to proceed to the north. Another maze. Which is, as they say, amazing. Alright, check the corners. If you see a chest, then that's the way you want to go. So here's a chest. We'll look and see if we can get in. Looks like we can get in on this side. Navigate around. There we go. Oftentimes you'll have to cast like a firewall or some sort of spell here on the chest just so you can get it open. Clear any aggro there. But it's pretty simple actually, pretty basic. Alright, we'd like to go north to Red Underwater, please. This is our first underwater one, I believe. There's obviously one for every color. They can be a little tricky to navigate around, especially because it does get hard to see. But you want to kind of tab around, looking up in the corners generally, and see if you can highlight the chest from a little bit of a distance. If you can't highlight it from where you're at, it's probably on the far side of the quest, or the far side of the room. And just kind of navigate around. Alright, so here we're going to go north again. Often one of the tricks for this is figuring out where the different doors are. And what I like to do personally is kind of... Yeah, see, this was not it. I'm on the wrong side. What I like to do is kind of take a far back approach, and then don't be afraid to take a second, look around, and try to figure out your way through. Basically, I don't know. Just don't get in a hurry. Don't get in a hurry. Don't be afraid to stop, stick your head out. Don't be afraid to just relax and like mentally keep track of the maze. Don't let the breathing fool you. Don't let the breathing fool you. Okay, so this room, Grim calls torches. I like to call it binary. And the reason why is you have to light these different shadow locks in a numerical order based off of a numeric countdown from binary here. So in binary, each bit is considered a place. So this would be the ones place. And then it goes to 2 values. So this is not on and this is on. So this would be 1 plus 0 equals 1. 0 plus 2 equals 2. 1 plus 2 equals 3. So we're going to open them in 1, 2, 3 order in this case. And binary continues on like that way for quite a long time. Usually 8 bits, by the way, for the record. Alright, so now we're going to go north to the green torches. Also, you can hear the vampire like mock us gently, which is pretty sweet. And just one firewall generally will get the job done to help augment our DPS enough that we can just not worry about it. Alright, so number 1, while we're pulling number 1, we're going to look around. Number 2 is over here. And we saw number 3 as we glanced around the room. So number 3 is this direction. Then we're going to go north to the blue pyramid. So we're going to look to see which way this opens. Or up here, obviously. Keep going. So, blue pyramid. Again, once you've done this quest a couple of times, it's extremely... Oh, why can I not go forward? There we go. We'll walk around the other direction. What do I know? Obviously not enough. Oh, nice. Nice. Alright, we should be pretty much done here. Summon our hireling. Hit this thing. North again to blue attic. Let me get a heal first. Here we go. One more gear and then we can go to the end. But a couple more and we can get that sweet loot at the end of the quest, which is what we're after today. Trying to get try to get the guys to move through here as best as possible. I guess I should mention one of the quirks of this particular room that can happen with all of them, all the colors of this room, depending on if you're on Reaper or not. I guess is the right question. Is that these guys, these gargoyles up here, are where the shadow gargoyles spawn and jump down from. Which means if you get a Reaper that spawns up here, like a Fear Reaper, for example, you have to look around really intently to find him and get him killed. On the hardcore server, we were getting like 130 some points of damage a dot before we finally found and killed the guy. It was pretty crazy. All right, north to Green Maze again. This will hopefully take us to the other side of the Green Maze, and we can go pick up that chest real easy. It is right there. Boink. There we go. Alright, so now it says Dimensional Door. So we have a couple of choices in our case because we do happen to have the spell door, but I'm going to use the trinket just so you can kind of see what happens. Basically, just use it. It goes into your inventory slot. So switch your trinket back, or it goes into your equip slot. Switch your inventory back, and bam, you're good to go. Not a big deal at all. Alright, so now we're going to start going west. You'll notice that the quest is typically divided into, starting from this room, either east or west. Sometimes they'll have you go south, like, as a quick tunnel to get to the end. But in this case, not a problem. West to the Blue Attic, which we did. South to Yellow Torches, which is binary. Speaking of Reaper, we found one. And he decided to be way over here instead of anywhere near where I needed him to be. Nice. It's the Reaper. You're the best. Okay, enemy spellcasters down, and one more enemy spellcaster. There you go. Good shape. Start looking around. Number 2, number 1. 0, so by process of elimination we know that it goes 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter if this torch is lit or not. Don't let that trick you. If it's pre-lit, just light them in order, 1, 2, and 3. Don't worry about it. Alright, so now we're going to go to the west, which will take us back to the beginning. Then remember how I said sometimes it'll go from the south? This is going to be one of those times. One of those times. So south. This will take us to what I call the red binary. And then from here we're going to go east to the yellow underwater, and that should be our last torch here. So in my experience, there's a handful of places where the end room can be, and yellow water, if you end up getting to yellow water, tends to be one of the places where you're going to get... Oh, hello, Adventurers Pack. Hello, I see you. Are you also guarding the chest? You were, you sneaky Adventurers Pack, you. In my experience, if yellow water is accessible, then it tends to be there. And we want to go west. It also tends to be in the west from yellow water here. Oh, swim around. Again, we're not worried about our breath. There we go. Alright, so the end. The end is always flagged by this flag, as it were. So when you see this flag, then you know you're going to be moving into the path to the end fight. You can get there early. You don't have to wait until this point in the quest to move into it. But if you move in early, all you end up having to do, or end up doing, is once you clear this, end up walking back. So unless you know, are looking to come in here and just clean this in fight before you're done, I would not bother. Alright, you got a nasty plague. I thought we had a plague reaper in here somewhere. Oh, he's hitting us so hard. So many damages. Remember, plague reapers, any reaper actually, you want to try to stay not directly in front of them. Alright, so Each of those gears opens or makes the lever interactable. Okay, so what I just did was I clicked on one, started to activate it, and then I'm going to have my hireling pull the lever, the next one here. So then I'm going to click on this one, start it, have the hireling go. I'm going to click the next one. He should be good to go on that one now. I can get this one. Double to this one. I don't think he did that. Nope. Did we get them all? No, we missed this one. Sometimes the hireling does a really, really good job, and sometimes the hireling does kind of a mad job. Looks like he did a mad job on us today. He got 1 out of his 4. Or 2 out of his 4. I guess that's okay. Not great. Not great by any stretch. Alright, so we got a little bit of story mode here. This is a good time to check your buffs. They're going to talk for a minute. Put baby in the corner here. I'm also a big fan of having, there we go, having the ability to blow out AoE effects in this quest with the Gust of Wind. These guys are enemy spellcasters, and they will cast the bad spells on us, the bad magics. Alright, once the Spectre is down, we can talk to this chick over here, and she will basically activate these guys being a real series of meanies. And we're just gonna basically walk in a big circle backwards, doing our best to keep in front of them. And if we need to, you know, blow out an AoE, then we'll blow out an AoE, etc., etc. All right. So this is an opportunity to shrine if you want them. I'm not going to take it. I just shrined. But I am going to activate my Death Ward clicky. That's probably good enough. Alright. This vampire has both alignment damage and a little bit of adamantine damage resistance. So if your DPS is having problems, that's why you also need to have an adamantine as well as a good aligned weapon. Cast a firewall here. Woo! All my armor or all my hit points are gone. Boo hoo. Oh wait, no they're not. Alright, so of course the Carnage Reaper spawns. This is the point in the quest where the quest actually ends. The quest is over at this point. Once you pick this book up. So this is where you want to make sure you have like your Voice of the Master on. If you're trying to get a big pile of experience, this is the place where you drink your big XP potion, etc., etc. Any XP potion, whatever. This is a big pile of experience because this quest is theoretical. I'm moving that 62,879, and that's without an XP potion or anything. It was only 451 Reaper experience, but that's okay. We're going to double click this altar and teleport into the final chapter, the final room here. Blue. This is that special altar. Remember, if you watched our first video in the Bloody Crypt, I talked about how you can get an amulet or a... Did I even get one? I think I did, but then I think I decided not to carry it around. Oh, this book can go in the trash. Yeah, I don't think I did. But anyway, you can click this altar up to 2 times to upgrade your either Necklace of the Silver Flame or Necklace of... What are the bad guys called? They have a name. Emerald Claw? Yeah, Emerald Claw. Alright, so this is the super special Uber chest. Awesome name things come out of here sometimes. Look at there, we got a Cloak of Protection. Level 7, spell resistance 17, protection 3. Wow, that is just junk right on his face, isn't it? Alright, sweet. We'll take it. We'll take it for our Scintian gem. This chest is the Scarab chest. We'll probably talk about the Scarabs a little bit later if I haven't already talked about them. But, oh, I did. I talked about them earlier. In the Bloody Crypt quest, I think. Alright, well, that pretty much does it for the Shadow Crypt. I said this took us, what, 22 minutes? And that's with us being really slow and doing the full thing, getting the optional chest. Imagine if you didn't have to do, like, 30% of the quest because you weren't doing the optional chest and you maybe had 2 people that could split up. That quest can become very fast for that 60,000 experience points. And then it's a good one if you just, like, are not afraid to grind the same quest over and over again. Alright everyone, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, follow buttons, etc. I hope to see you again real soon. Toodles.